Okay, I'll ask our final panel of candidates to introduce themselves, please. Chris?
Chris Cathers.
Attention, please. Thank you.
Jeet Manhas.
Dan DiDio.
Zenny Marchman.
Jim Kipp.
Okay. And economic development, a huge issue for this community and so many communities in British Columbia. 1 minute on your position on improving economic development potential here.
Thanks, Mark. I'm Chris Cathers. I'd like to see a show of hands who knows someone who had to move out of this city to get a job. %16 unemployment rate is unacceptable. We need long-term, sustainable, family-paying jobs. I recently heard our mayor speak to us saying that he's going to try to capture a great portion of the people retiring to Nanaimo. Well, let's face it. I mean, we need jobs in Nanaimo that are going to sustain families, where people can go buy houses, go buy cars, or support the local economy. We need to establish an effective and sustainable economic development program. We need to expand and diversify employment opportunities. We need to increase Nanaimo's image as a destination for opportunities. And we need to establish Nanaimo as a leading investment place to do business. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeet Manhas.
Thank you. Well, I'm proud to say that I sat on the Economic Development Standing Committee when I was on council in 2002 and 2008. And we achieved quite a few things during that time. Number one was airport expansion. Number two, the cruise ship terminal. Number three, obviously the conference center. And those are kind of things are creating economic environment for creating jobs. Port Authority. The biggest thing for Port Authority is our close proximity to the North American ports and Southeast Asia. So we need to work with the Port Authority to create some kind of environment that creates high-paying jobs so our kids can stay here and work in Nanaimo. City has taken a step in the right direction at creating an economic development corporation, and I think we need to give them the tools to do their job so we can all move forward.
1 minute, Dan DiDio.
Well, I don't think empty buildings and more taxes is going to lead to any jobs or good economic development. I've got profitable solutions for every problem, every major problem that we've been having here. For jobs, I've got a solution that will give this community thousands of jobs. Housing the disabled, I've got a solution that will not only house the disabled, but will make it a key part of the community and give you profits, not debts, not more taxes and unsustainable housing, but it'll give you a profit margin every year, a dividend, and a service. And all you have to do is add one more level to the top floor, farmer's market. Let the locals in the urban areas sell their local cheeses, and some beer on tap that would support the housing. And free and easy permits for your house. Build your addition without some guy inspecting you and
Time's up there.
and bills.
Next speaker is Zenny Marchman. Zenny?
As past president of Tourism Nanaimo, I have been very involved in economic development in our city. I am very aware and very cautiously optimistic on our Economic Development Corps, but in the past I was on the Economic Development Group along with Tourism Nanaimo. And now Tourism and Destination Nanaimo will be under one roof under Economic Development Corps. But there were 3 areas when I researched over the last 10 years all the work that has been done. That is, economic development must be along with environmental sustainability and social responsibility. And this all goes hand in hand. We have a lot to build on in our city. We have the shipbuilding industry coming. Jim Kipp mentioned agriculture. I would not go for fish farms unless they were closed containment. We also can build on urban agriculture. We can build on arts and culture. We can build a city that has a vision for the future. We must think, not 2 years, 20 years, we can do this.
Thank you. And we'll hopefully hear more specifics too in the next few minutes. Jim Kipp, please take it away.
Thank you, and I very much appreciate the format tonight. This is really open discussion. It's nice to have met you before. I have worked on sustainable economies, the things of communication, coordination, those coming from human-based skills. Our economy changed dynamically in 2008. We have to shift how we think. We've come to chickens in our yards. We've come to new bylaws and new policies. We look at external communities now for development. 16% unemployment is unacceptable. But that fact doesn't even include our small businesses that are really the backbone of this whole country and this whole province is small business. And I've been a small businessman most of my life. I talk about 10% shift. If the City of Nanaimo, the Regional District, Vancouver Island University, Vancouver Island Health Authority, School District 68, if we between us spend $100 million each or $1 billion, if we shift 10% of that, every penny you spend 10% more in Nanaimo, that means out of $1 billion, $100 million in our economy.
Okay, now some follow-up discussion. Global pressures, they have really shifted Nanaimo's economic focus away from resource-based industries in recent years. Nanaimo recently formed an Economic Development Commission to work at strengthening the local economy at a time of much global uncertainty. So what kinds of economic development should Nanaimo strive for? And let's get more specific. What should Nanaimo be bringing to the city in terms of economic development? Chris?
Some of the sectors I'd like to see us focus on are high-tech, maybe building a high-tech park near the university, maybe in Harewood area, I think would be a good location between downtown and the university. Manufacturing, companies like VTech, transportation, we need to continue to work on finding ways to support our transportation systems like the bringing a fast-foot ferry back, the airport. Tourism, we need to be doing a way better job of marketing and utilizing collaborational approach for tourism and the cultural basis with partnerships with the Nanaimo First Nations and Newcastle Island. Science, especially marine sciences, we got this sturgeon facility up at VIU. We need to do a better job of utilizing the students and the resources we have in the marine sciences. Healthcare, we have an aging society. Let's focus on healthcare facilities for Nanaimo. Value-added sectors. My dad was a logger, my grandpa was a logger. We need to do a way better job of adding value to our wood products.
Okay, we'll let you get back at it some more. Chief, Lanhas next.
Thanks, Mark. Well, we live in one of the best cities in North America. The climate, the temperature are the best. So we need to look at how we can promote. And I think this economic development corporations, their biggest job is to promote Nanaimo as whole, to bring people to Nanaimo. And they're going to look at some of the sectors that are missing. Obviously, Chris has mentioned high tech, but we're also missing film industry. I mean, this is a perfect situation. We're situated in a city and the location, it'll be a perfect for film industry. VIU, Vancouver Island University, I mean, they're doing a fabulous job of bringing students from overseas, international students, creating economic, because they spend money here. So we need to be working, the city and the Economic Development Corporation needs to be working with the Vancouver Island University to create or help them to promote more the university. Port Authority, they need to work closely with the Port Authority, as I mentioned, that our close proximity to the North American market, the ports, and the Southeast Asia, and the forest industry, which is the backbone of Nanaimo. And I think that the province is doing a good job promoting the forest industries overseas to China and India. That's a huge, huge market. And we need to give this Economic Development Corporation the tools to do that, their job. Thanks.
Okay. Dan Didio, what would you suggest specifically for economic development?
First I heard you mention is the free permits. If you want an inspector for something really simple, you're not going to need one. Just send us a picture for the different stages. We don't have to send it. Save us some gas, save us some money. It's your home, right? It's a small building. It's just an addition. You shouldn't be all stressed out about it and paying thousands of dollars to the city bylaw. I would put that in just to get things stirring, get building going. So a lot of people won't build because they're scared that they just don't want all those inspectors at their homes and such. I'd have open tenders on the ocean. So if you wanted a shellfish farm, shellfish farming removes nitrogen and carbon from the water. It reduces the acidity levels and acid rain. So that would promote business and cleaner water. I'm in the kelp business. I develop extracts, hormones, plant rooting solutions from kelp. I think that you can incorporate a process with your sewage plant that'll lower the cost of our sewage processing. That means no chemicals, millions a year. And you can produce a manufacturing here that'll give you dividends. So that you can produce your own local hormones, you can produce your own local amino acids for your plants, for yourself. These are high-end products, high-end plant foods. We can export them so we don't compete with local business. And we'll create thousands of jobs, millions quarterly in dividends. You won't have to worry about empty buildings, building a hotel that's probably not going to work really.
Thank you. We're going to move through some of the other
Thanks.
candidates too.